Hello, my fellow adventurers! This is Mloentje, and welcome back to Throne and Liberty. Guys, today we are getting our new world boss, and its name is Ramux, guys. And you can find him here if you go from a waypoint, Ethereum. You go to the left here. You basically have two entrances where you can get into this giant cave here, where you, well, most likely will be fighting him. So let's take a look before we go look at what the actual boss looks like, right? So we got a bunch of rewards. And yeah, we got a conquest chest as well, guys. Let's quickly take a look. It's the usual objects that you will be receiving. And also the Thundercloud scale. That's the new item that you need. The epic special material you need to craft the weapons itself. As for the weapons, we've got a great sword. Strength, dexterity, heavy attack damage, melee, heavy attack chance. They go to 85. Okay, that's interesting. So there's a higher level tier. Okay. Well, that means they definitely will be going forward in this style, right? Like 85 and then level 90 gear and so on and so on. Okay, interesting. Valiant Brawl or Slash Wave hit has an 80% chance to apply Weaken Provoke to the targets for 4 seconds. Grants the attacker an effect that has 70% chance to deal counter damage equal to 75% of the base damage when hit by a taunted target within 15 meters. Boost Valiant Brawl, Cruel Smite, and Slash Wave damage by 35%, increasing their cooldown by 3 seconds. We got Skill Lord, Massacre Sword. Wall of Bitter Cold changes Stalwart Bastion to Wall of Bitter Cold and decreases the cooldown by 30 seconds. That's actually pretty, I think it's like 45 seconds, 50 seconds, maybe even a minute, right, for Stalwart Bastion. Don't play this shield, so I'm not really sure. I know it's pretty lengthy, so 30 seconds off is pretty good. While the effect lasts, deals damage equal to 150% of the base damage when attacked from within 1.3 meters of the attack range, 4.3 for ranged and magic. Has a 30% chance to apply Weakened Frost that decreases movement speed by 35%. Affected targets cannot receive Stalwart Bastion for another 45 seconds. So yeah, probably 45-second cooldown then. Last Dragon, Thunder Daggers change the range of Mad Sword Dance to 10 meters. Deactivates all targets to self upon skill activation. Boosts offhand weapon attack chance by 70%. Makes all attacks back attack for 2 seconds. Ignores PvP target's shield health. That's a heavy one. With every damage dealt on PvP targets with health at 50% or lower. Ignores defense by 2.5% of the target's max health. Boosts damage against monsters up to 50%. Proportional to Frenzied Sword Dance growth tier. Okay, pretty cool. I got the crossbows, changes Wild Barrage to an instant cast skill and changes the attack range to a 60-degree cone. On hit, has an 80% chance to apply a weaken effect to targets for 9 seconds that deals defense ignoring damage equal to 30% of the base damage plus 6 damage per second. And decreases all CC resistance by 20, stacks up to 25 times. So CC resistance by what, 500? Yeah, 2 times 25 is 50 times 10. 500 CC resistance now. Well, you get a lot of CC resist passively from your gear now as well. So, I'm not sure if that's like overpowered or not. Reverse Scale Destroyer, the bow. Changes Flash Wave to Ice Dragon Strike. Fury skill. Depending on charging time, deals frost damage equal to Flash Wave boosted by 50%. And applies the Frost Effect. A Frost Effect has 70% chance to apply binds as Icebound for 3 seconds. Dealing bonus damage to bound or oppressed targets. When Specialization 3 effect time increases is applied, increases the bind Icebound duration by 1 second. So a major AoE slow then with Flash Wave. Okay, pretty cool. Holy crap, this is a long text. Endless Winter Lightning Staff. Elemental Fusion. Change the Elemental Awakening skill to Elemental Fusion and activate special skills when the conditions for 2 element types are met. When 5 fire elements and 2 ice elements are stacked, Frost Smokescreen and Burning Smokescreen skill change to Lava Dust, a fury attack. Deals 200% of the base damage per second to foes within the range and applies Weaken lava dust for 6 seconds. When weakened lava dust reaches 4 stacks, applies petrify for 4 seconds. Holy crap, so it's an AoE skill that does damage and then petrifies. Designated ground targeting. So it's an AoE you place on the ground. Okay. Specialization can be applied. When 2 elemental or 7 lightning elements are stacked, Ice Spear Bombardment and Detonator Bombardment change to Magnetic Field. Deals lightning damage equal to 1,100% of the base damage to hit enemies, and apply Weakened Magnetic Field, which decreases movement speed by 60% for 2.5 seconds. Magnetic Field transfers to foes within 5 meters up to 2 times, with an additional transfer if the target is wet or affected by your own frost effect. That is interesting. So it's a mass slow with mass damage. That is gonna hurt. And then when 7 lightning elements and 5 fire elements are stacked, Inferno Wave and Frenzied Lightning Wave skill change to Firestorm. Firestorm follows the target for 4 seconds and deals damage equal to 300% base damage and applies Weaken Burning. Yeah, the last two, like lightning and fire, is what you like apply a lot in PvE. So I would say the first 2 stackables are mainly PvP wise then, and the last one is mainly PvE wise. That was a long text, holy crap. Winter Storm Wand changes Fountain of Life to Dragon's Blessing. It is applied to one party member at a designated location and follows the target, and has a 60% chance to apply fear to enemies within range for 3 seconds. Targets affected by fear become immune to that fear for 10 seconds. That is something you want to throw in your tank before he makes like a rush into the enemy lines. Like if he can just clear out and like fear everybody, it's a 60% chance. That's pretty high still. That is pretty insane. It will only follow one target though. So don't really see, and applying fear, don't really see the use in PvE for that one. Stormlord's Judgment Spear, Construct Tempest, always hits and additionally triggers on 2 enemies within 5-meter radius of the target. When the chain ends, has 100% to apply Collision Pull and decrease heavy attack damage resistance of pulled targets by 30% for 6 seconds. Upon successfully pulling the target, your PvP damage taken decreases by 15% for 6 seconds. So it's an upgraded, it's an upgraded Sandworm staff, guys. Death from Above. That basically lowered the cooldown. This is basically also a pull, right? But then not with Death from Above. Okay, pretty interesting. Lightning Orb of Vengeance, Bloodstellar Star Destroyer damage by 30%. Change to Star Destroyer to Stellar Star Destroyer. Summons 6 Stellar Star Destroyers on the target, each dealing 257 of the base damage plus 225 damage. Damage increases up to 2 times proportional to charge time. Yeah, that sounds pretty hefty. Wisdom, Perception, cooldown speed, attack speed. Actually, pretty good orb. Holy crap. And the last one, the gauntlets, guys. Dexterity, strength, cooldown, melee, heavy attack chance. Last Dragon's Blessing. Increases threat boost block chance, boost effect duration by 0.5 seconds, and increases base damage by 1 for 6 seconds every time Weakened Bleed is applied. Stacks up to 100 times. So basically, threat boost block chance and boost effect duration to 5 seconds, and base damage up to 100. Six seconds every time Weakened Bleed is applied. So basically it refreshes the timer, meaning you can stack it up to 100. And then 5-second duration for your threat boost, block chance boost, effect duration. That sounds pretty... I haven't played a lot with the gauntlets yet, guys. Played a couple builds that I saw online, but wasn't really interested in the whole fighting style of it. Looks like a cool weapon though, but I haven't invested that much time to be able to say like this is gonna be really, really good or not. And those are all the weapons we can get from Ramux, the Immortus. So it's gonna be undead damage boost, I do believe. And we have 24 minutes left, guys. People are already partying up to make the perfect parties. People are gathering up. So yeah, I'll bring you guys back once we go check out what the boss actually looks like and what his abilities actually do, and how he most likely will be wiping me. Oh, look at that. Like the dragon skull beneath us. Oh! Here he is, guys. Here he is. Oh, that is pretty cool. All right, now go. In this mode, we do want to see what we are doing. And we can scroll out a little bit more. Okay, nice. What is he doing? Oh, should have missed that one. It's dying pretty fast. Not really expecting to do that well, guys. Just kind of want to survive his antics. try to see him all right. He's probably got a right mechanic in there. Oh, that's a breath. Okay, frost breath. Get some AoE on the floor. So far, not too many. Do want to start blocking those, of course. He's throwing people up in the air. Oh, and then orb. AoE on the floor that explodes. What was that? What was that? I'm still waiting on his like wipe mechanic. You can now use Dragonite Spears. I don't see Dragonite Spears. Oh, don't want to stand into. Yeah, we wanna stay out of that one. That's gonna vaporize us. Try to do some damage while avoiding that. Doing good. Oh, wait out. Watch out for what? This is really cool. This is definitely like mechanic. Can you imagine the PvP in this one? That is gonna be insane, guys. That is gonna be insane. Like, holy crap. Oh, he's going in the air. Of course, it's the dragon. Got a breath. Okay. Got a breath. And I knew it. We needed to jump. I knew it. We needed to jump. My response was too late. Oh, and then we're outside the cave again. Okay. Yeah, my response was too late there. Yeah, pretty cool mechanics. So many people are gonna die from that AoE lightning on PvP. It's gonna be insane. The problem is like where does the PvP start? I find. So, like, if this is not PvP, that's good. And basically, you can like fly in with your guild to a location and then attack from there. So that's actually there's like more room for a guild to fight in. Like you can all drop on the outside and then just push in. And that's pretty cool. Like the others are like usually. Oh, he doesn't drop that. Usually are like platforms or got lakes and rivers and other stuff that will find you restriction from going back out and going back in. Like once you're on the platform with 40, you want to stay on the platform, right? Once you're in the Temple of Devon, you want to stay in the Temple of Devon. So with Felondir, like they're all kind of restricted. But it looks like you can go out and in combat here, maybe? Or maybe this is completely here. Like this entire hall is gonna be PvP. But I always said like the PvP bosses, they needed to do it in a more open area. I feel. Oh, got late again, or electricity again. So I'll try to stay out of it. Can I? Yep, I was just too late. He'll steal some. Now let's make sure I target myself again. No. Dodge away from that one. Oh, it's Ramux itself. I can't do damage, and if I can't do damage, I can't heal. So the dragon is beat, and now it's Ramux. Holy crap! Yeah, I knew he was gonna kill me a couple more times. So now it's only Ramux. Okay, interesting. I wonder if the... Yeah, because the bottom bar is actually the dragon, and the top bar is actually Ramux. So with the other bosses, if you defeat the bottom bar as well, there's going to be eventually more drops from that boss, guys. Even if you go to Devon right now, and Devon's been like... Well, not always like that, but I think not always like that. But yeah, Devon dies before you. I knew it. Alright. Like, I'm always late with the jumping. I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah, a lot of people are dying now. That boss is insane. Wait. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, he's dead? Yeah, I think he's dead. Okay. Except... Oh, I didn't look how I did. I probably didn't do all that well. Oh, I actually got... Oh, I got the scale, guys. That is pretty cool. I didn't realize that. people trying to pick up the loot in the middle of a lightning storm. That is pretty cool. Going on after the boss has died. Yeah, pretty cool boss, guys. Pretty cool mechanics. And this is where I'm gonna wrap up this episode here, guys. If you want to see more of me trying to figure out how bosses or new mechanics or new stuff in Throne of Liberty works, guys, dungeons, quests, the likes, or any other game I might be playing on my channel, guys, just hit that subscribe button. It would always help out a lot. I do hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.